Hello my peculiars and welcome back or welcome to my peculiar corner if you're new here. My name is Andy and here we are at yet another magical encounter. This day is very special because finally I managed to get this week a book I have been dreaming of for a very long time, and I have to thank the artist herself, Hope Christopherson, for sending it to me. The book I'm talking about is called the Loreland Bestiary. Now, this is a stunning bestiary, and I think any kind of lover of magical creatures should have it in their library. But without further ado, let's dive into the magic of the book and crack on with the show. Here I am back from the Peculiar Library with a beautiful copy of the Loreland Bestiary by Hope Christopherson. Now, the entire art in this book is done by Hope. She's an incredible artist, and I'm gonna link in the description her Instagram, so you can just go give her a follow and check out all of the magical things she's creating. It's an incredible source of inspiration for me, and anytime I feel like I need magic in my life, I can just go and check out her account, and definitely the magic I'm looking for is there. Now here it says, an illustrated mythology of the world's most fantastical creatures. And on the back we have, turn your gaze toward the sky, where wyvern, lang and phoenix fly, as mermaids swim through ocean's blue, under arctic ice past coral hues. Accounts arise from here and there, of manticores in hidden lairs, and fairies dance around mushroom caps, as brownish steal your fabric scraps. But beware the moon and mind the house, for many hungry beasts doth prowl. My dearest travelers, enjoy these pages, filled with creatures throughout the ages, that wander across the lands of lore, where few have dared to venture forth. Very nicely rhymed. And then when we open the book, we see a beautiful map. We all love maps, right? We know already from the ology books that each ology book had a map there, and this one really meets the expectation. It's a very beautiful map of the world with different creatures here and there. We have a hippocampus here, for example, and mermaid and kraken and so on. Very nicely done. I love the little elements. And she even wrote a little dedication and signed the book for me, which I'm very happy about. And here we go. And the dedication for my wonderful grandmothers who taught me how to make magic. Again, the illustrations are absolutely superb. Now I'm going to get this closer to you so you can see the contents. You can pause. Now the creatures are split by above the clouds, beneath the waves, among the trees, across the plains, atop the mountains. And then we have a note for the reader, acknowledgements about the author and artist, and index. And then here we have, thunder cracks whilst rivers roar, mountains crumble into earth's core. A storm breaks down upon the hour, a being once asleep now wakes in power. And far away beneath a lake of glass, stirs a force stone nor fire can surpass, humming the song of time and age, as the calls of dragon echo through the bones of granite cage. And here we have above the clouds. We have some nice quotes throughout as well, and the beautiful art of Hope. And we start with the Western dragon. It's very nicely done. So we have the region where we can find the dragon, lifespan, diet, size, and the habitat. In the case of the Western dragon, we have Europe. The lifespan is between 1,500 to 3,000 years. Diet, elk, cattle, humans, size 70 to 100 feet long, and habitat, the mountain caves and abandoned dungeons. And there are, around the art, there are little information about the dragon. And this skips throughout the book, is the same setup, but beautiful. If you want to pause, I really hope you are able to read, but I think the writing, it's big enough, so if you pause, you will definitely be able to read about the creatures and so on. Very, very nicely done. Just look at the colors and everything, and the techniques she's using to do this art are really stunning. Here we have the lung. And I love this edit notes, like it feels like she went on an adventure, on a, you know, field trip, and she just discovered these creatures and she documented everything in a journal that she was ready to share with us. And I discovered a lot of creatures I did not know about in this bestiary as well. Here, for example, we have about the Amaru. Their eggs are covered in bright green speckles, which help camouflage them under plants and beneath trees in the deep jungle. The Smay. Well, I grew up with Smay. They are in... Well, here it says that the word Smay in Russian is the masculine form of Smeja, a feminine noun meaning snake. And in Romania, we say Smay as well, for representing like a sort of a dragon that usually the, you know, hero of a story or a legend is fighting in order to obviously rescue the princess or the person whom he loves. Then we have the Pegasus. Look at these colors. They are so stunning, and honestly I'm even thinking, seriously thinking of getting a tattoo based on Hope's art, because it's just so nicely done and so magical. Here we have the Longma from Eastern Asia, and these little, you know, elements that just add to the book. It's so nicely done. Then we have the Lamasu, the Griffon, obviously the beautiful phoenix. The Romans so admired the bird that they made it the symbol of their empire on their coins. Very, very nice. And these illustrations, I hope one day I will be able to paint such incredible art, because I also love painting as well. Here we have Beneath the Waves, so we are diving into the deep waters of the world, and we start with the Ningyo. Then we have the Selkie, the Finfolk, beautiful. You'll have to let me know in the comments below which one is going to be your favorite creature. Then we have the Hohapi, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, from North America. Flute made from a seashell by a Hohapi craftsman. Then we have the Naga, Ipupiara, beautiful, look at these colors, I love the combination of colors. Each Ipupiara has a unique call that acts as its fingerprint or signature within their social hierarchy. Honestly, if I would be at Hogwarts going for the care of magical creatures, I definitely think that Hagrid would have this in the school program as mandatory book to own. Here we have the Rusalka, which I am familiar with because here in Czech, Rusalka it's part of the lore. Then we have the Multiwank, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Then the beautiful Kraken. I love Kraken for some reason. I remember when I started to actually write a mini story myself a couple of years ago, I made a scrapbook, and the Kraken was an important creature from the book that, you know, the characters had to confront at some point in the adventure I was writing. The Ichthyocentaur drawing from Conrad Gessner's 1551 book Historia Animalium. Very nice. Somehow, yeah, this book, I have to say that definitely it reminds me of the old mythology books. You know, that the illustrations they are very nice. They are such a nice blend of vintage and new and fresh in the same time, so it keeps it very, you know, attractive, and definitely you would be more than happy if you get this book, because it will not disappoint you, as you can see. Now we are going among the trees, and here we have a quote: "Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will." George Bernard Shaw. We have Fairy, one of my most favorite magical creatures. Oh, look at this beauty. Also, I have to say that, for example, this reminds me a bit of Spidery Chronicles. Now, if you know Dieter Litzy and his art, definitely you know what I'm talking about. Some of these are really, you know, reminding me of the field guide, of the Spiderwick field guide. Here we have the Apsara, which I posted this week in my stories. Definitely, if you follow me on Instagram, attend this peculiar corner, you would have seen this in my story. Then we have Akalika. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's from South America, and its habitat is in secluded caves. Then we have Nunehi. Beautiful creatures that I had no idea about. Vila, now this is how we call fairies in the Czech Republic, vilas. So beautiful. Then we have the Radand from Northern Europe. The Radand are highly intelligent yet shy beings. Moslut from Northern Europe. It sounds a bit Scandinavian, the name, I would say. In German, their name literally translates to moss people. I love these creatures from the forest because my favorite place to go and clear my mind and find, you know, inspiration and find my creativity and everything is the forest. I tend to go almost daily after my working hours into the forest to, you know, really connect with the nature, and it helps a lot. Now we have the famous werewolf and the chupacabra, the elf, and we have also an elf-shot arrow, and the faun. Obviously, we all know the faun from Narnia, Mr. Tumnus. Then the brownie that we know from the Spiderwick Chronicles, gnomes, and then we go across the plains. Beautiful, absolutely. Einhorn from Northern Europe. Head armor made for a battle Einhorn in 16th century Germany. And we have it here in the illustration. Then we have the Killin that we know from the Secrets of Dumbledore. And it's from Eastern Asia, lives between 900 to 1200 years. It feeds on grasses, the size is between 15 to 18 hands tall, and it lives in forests and meadows. Now, as you know, when I was presenting to the Dalian's book about magical herbs, I said I'm going to make a special section here on my YouTube channel only about herbs, and we are going to discuss each herb present in his book. And I'm planning to do the same about this book, but obviously that's going to happen when my room is done. I decided because it will, you know, it means a lot of work for me, you know, to film all the videos and make sure I put together all the information necessary, you know, to discuss these magical creatures. But definitely the care of magical creatures and also herbology hours are coming to my channel as soon as my room is done, so probably summer 2025. Just get ready. Here we have the Chimera, Manticore. The female possesses opposable front paws that are human-like. Then we have atop the mountains with a beautiful mountain illustration, mountainous illustration. And a quote from Einstein saying, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand." Definitely, I agree. Imagination is the best thing ever. If humanity gave something beautiful to the world, that's the imagination and the ability to create, you know, things and make, you know, make fantastical places and beings come to life through art. Here we have the worm. I'm not sure yet how it's pronounced. Then we have the goblin. The genie, very nicely done. And here we have a note for the reader. The information compiled within the pages of Loreland is intended to spark a sense of wonder within the reader. There exists a number of other collections of mythical wisdoms in which to find out more about the magic inherent in the natural world. Here are a few texts that aided in the formation of Loreland and may prove useful to you as you explore and document the mysterious creatures you come across on your travels. So you have a beautiful, I would say, bibliography. So definitely some of the things maybe here we know. Spirits, fairies and more people. Native stories of other worlds. I don't know about this. Of course, here we have Arthur Spiderwick's Field Guide to the Fantastical World Around You, as I mentioned. Then we have Fairies by Alan Lee and Brian Froud. This book, I'm going to do a flip through it. I have it, but I have no idea it's in one of the boxes. Book of Imaginary Beings. I think I have that one as well. I'm not 100% sure. Dragonology, the complete book of dragons. We know it from the Dragonology books. Then we have Gnomes by Will Huygen, and I think I have this book as well. Good Fairies, Bad Fairies by Brian Froud. This one is on my list. And we also have The Resurrectionist, the lost work of Dr. Spencer Black, which again, I own this book and definitely we will do a flip through that as well. Some acknowledgements, and here we have a beautiful picture of Hope and something about the artist. So I'm going to put the book closer just for you to pause and read about Hope if you want. And again, you'll find her Instagram account in my description. So feel free to go follow her and dive into the magic she's able to create. At the back we have again the beautiful map. So yeah, that's it. This is the Loreland Bestiary. A huge thanks goes to Hope Christopherson again for her art and the magic she's bringing to the world and to my world and my life. And a huge thanks to all of you that are following me and are here with me every Friday. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you love diving into the magic of Hope's art. But until next week, don't forget two very important things. Stay magical, stay peculiar, always. Bye for now.